Hi students, Ms. Foutz here again. In today's video, we are going to be working on conclusions for our information writing. Remember, conclusions are where we wrap up all of our writing and get it ready to send it out to our audience. So as always, grab a piece of paper and a pencil and let's get started. We have made it to our conclusions in our information writing. We are going to be using this worksheet today. As always, it's going to be linked down below. If you're my student, you can find it in our Google Classroom. And of course, you can always create your own using paper and a pencil. What have we already done? In the first video, remember we brainstormed a plan for our opinion writing. Then in the second video, we wrote a really strong introduction. And in the last video, we wrote 3 important chapters that included both facts and details. A conclusion has several parts. It has a hook, it has a section where you remind your reader of what you taught them, and then you end it off by leaving your readers thinking. So I'm going to go back to the second video where I wrote my introduction. Remember, this was the hook that I wrote to get my readers to keep reading. And I'm going to use this hook to help me with my conclusion. I'm going to read it again to remind myself of what I wrote. I wrote, "You did it! You adopted a cat and brought her home to live with you. She is so cute. But now what?" Now it's time for our final hook. What is it? It's the first 1 to 2 sentences of your conclusion, and you can rephrase the hook you used in the introduction. So I'm going to take what I wrote in my introduction, and I'm going to change it around so that now it fits with my conclusion. Here's what I wrote. "You did it! You adopted a cat and brought her home with you. She is so cute. And now you know how to take care of her." Do you see how I put the part "and now you know" in blue? That means that you can try it out for your hook as well. A great way to kind of give a full wrap-up to your writing is by rephrasing what you did at the very beginning of your writing. Now, remind your reader what you've taught them. What is it? It's a summary of everything you've written about. It makes your subtopics and facts really clear. Here's some sentence starters that you can use. Remember, in chapter 1, 2, 3, we learned, don't forget. It is important to remember that. And this in my mind is the most important one that we all need to include. I hope you learned. So here's how I put it all together to make my 3 subtopics or chapter summary. Don't forget everything you learned about how to take care of a cat. In chapter 1, we learned that cats need fresh food and water every day. In chapter 2, we learned how to pick the right litter box for your cat. Finally, we learned that your cat needs lots of toys to play with. I hope you learned lots about taking care of your cat. Now, this is one of my favorite parts. It's the part where you leave your reader thinking. To me, this is the most important part. It's what your reader should do now that they've finished reading your writing. And make sure that you address your reader or your audience directly. Here are some ideas I have for you. You could ask them some questions. You could tell them that you want them to read more about this information topic. You could ask them to feel the same thing as you do, or to tell others about your writing, or ask them to change their current actions. Here's how I left my readers thinking. First off, I started by thanking them, and you could do that too. Thank you for reading my writing. Now that you're finished, what do you think is important to know about taking care of a cat? I hope you continue to research about taking care of your cat. Please share this writing with other new cat owners. Do you see how I asked them a question? I asked them what they thought was important, and I told them what I want them to do next to continue researching about taking care of their cat. And finally, I asked them to share it with other people because I want everybody to read my writing. Hey, now you're all done. Stay tuned for our final step, which is going to be 3 things: adding in some text features, editing our writing, and revising it. Wow, you guys have worked so hard on your information writing, and I am so proud of you. Remember, you are in charge of your own learning, and I can't wait to see how you continue to grow. Bye!